take about 60%, 40 to 60%, depending on how big a spender you are on basic necessities, and then you get your positive cash flow, right, at the end of the month, at the end of the year. Only when you have positive cash flow you are called rich. If not, if you have more expenses than your income, you are called poor. And that's where the along comes in to you. And you'll be surprised how your hutang can snowball very fast. Now, how do we manage? You look at two ways that people manage their income. One is a poor guy's way of managing income. The other one is how the smart guy manages the income. Now, what is the difference? The poor guy gets the money and he goes and spend. The smart guy gets the income, invest it into assets, and the asset produces the income. It's just like, I'll give you an example. If you have, say, 100,000, just now I give you an example, right? 100,000 in the hands of a woman can go very fast. Plastic surgery, diamonds, jewelry, everything. But if you invest that into, say, a little apartment, there's still some apartments that can be bought at 100,000, or you can get a loan. You can buy 3 apartments, 30,000 down payment, and then you can get 3 apartments, and then you can get rental from the apartment, and then from the rental you can go and spend. Is that a smarter way? Yes. Yeah. So think about poor guy's way of money management and a smart guy's way of money management. And after this brief 2 hours, we don't expect to get super smart, but at least a little bit smarter. Can or not? Yes. Good. That's what we hope to achieve. A little bit smarter. Yeah? Now, we're going to help you to understand what is asset versus liability, bad debts, good debts, how to leverage, right? And all these terms. Let's go through them. Now, is this an asset or a liability? Asset. A house. An asset. Liability. Why? You still have to pay for it? Yes. Okay, if you have to pay for it, it's still a liability. Say if this is worth 5 million and you still owe the bank 3 million, it's still a liability. What if you have paid up all 5 million, you have no more hutang already? Is this still an asset? Yes. Yes? Okay, it's an asset. Good debt or bad debts? Bad debts. Why? Credit card debts. Yes. Interest at how many percent? 18%, thereabouts. Yeah, depending on how long you keep it, which bank, and all that, and how you're rolling from one card to another. I know a lot of people wow, this credit card 0 interest for 6 months, so you keep rolling your credit card debts. You can only do it for a short while. After a while, it would find out on you. Okay, a car loan, good debt or bad debt? Why? It will depreciate. Wow, so clever are you ladies? Huh? I know car loans now can stretch up to how many years? 9 years. It's really terrible, no? These people will call up, I know one particular bank officer, he will call up the customer, no, after you give them a car loan. He will record them. After 2 years, 3 years, he will call them up again. Hey, hello, it's time to change your car. You know why? Because I sold you this car for 50,000, now it's only worth 30,000. You keep it 1 more year, 2 more years, it only worth the 15,000. Wow, so you also, get affected by him. And then go and buy another new car. And then get into a longer debt. And by the time you finish your car, it would be worth nothing. In fact, 1 month ago, I met one of my clients. About 10 years ago, I was doing some financial planning with him. He's actually an accountant, managing other people's money except his. 10 years ago, when I did financial planning with him, he just did the minimum of what I asked him to do in terms of protection of his income ability and 1 or 2 other investment areas. He just got the minimum. And he used the rest of his money to buy a Mercedes that cost him 400,000. Now, 10 years later, when I met up with him last month, he said his business has taken a dip because the Ministry of Health sealed his premises and he cannot operate the machines that he wanted to. And he just told me this. He said, Liwa, I wish I had followed your footpath 10 years ago. Now my Mercedes is only worth about, 70,000. He said, I put my money into buying an asset. And now that asset has appreciated at least 5-6 times. So I'm sitting on a $5 million asset, while he is only sitting on a $70,000 asset. Can you see the difference? Time has worked on my side, right? And the property class has also worked on my side. But he, very happy, he thought when he buy the Mercedes, pretty girls would come with it. But now 10 years later, he's poor and broke without any pretty girl. So that's what we need to learn. Huh? Time will show. Okay? Now, special housing loan, good debt or bad debt? Well, just housing loan. Is it a good debt or a bad debt compared to a car loan? It's a good debt, right? Also depending on which class of property you've bought and the timing and also the area and also the income that can generate, right? If you have bought into a very expensive area and you're staying in that house and you're not drawing any income from it, it may not be as good a debt as you wish to be. But if you've bought into a good investment,